Did you know that just a single broom, an old cutting board, or even a misplaced mirror in the kitchen could be enough to send your money running away, stir up family conflict, and drive a wedge between husband and wife? Hi there, I am Master Han. Many people still think the kitchen is simply a place to cook meals and keep the family fed. But in Feng Shui, the kitchen is actually a treasure trove that holds the wealth of the entire household. And unfortunately, there are 8 very common items that seem completely harmless, yet they are secretly draining your home's financial energy, making it impossible for money to stay, and slowly chipping away at your family's happiness. In this video, I am going to reveal each of those items, explain exactly why they are so dangerous, and most importantly, how to fix it. That way, your kitchen can become a magnet for wealth and abundance instead of pushing it all away. Make sure to watch until the end because some of these items are so common that almost every household is making the same mistake. Before we dive into the content, go ahead and write a positive affirmation in the comments. Money and happiness always stay in my family. From the moment you write that down, the energy of abundance will already start flowing into your life. And do not forget to hit the subscribe button for Master Han right now, so you will not miss any of the Feng Shui tips that help you keep your money, attract prosperity, and build a truly thriving household. Now let us dive into the most important part, the 8 household items that silently drain your kitchen's wealth energy and disrupt the harmony of your home, along with how to fix them in time. Number 1. The broom. In Feng Shui, the kitchen is where fire is kept alive. It holds wealth energy and acts as a treasure vault that nourishes the prosperity of the entire household. That is why every item placed in the kitchen can directly affect the energy flow. One of the most overlooked yet harmful objects is the broom. Though it may seem ordinary, the broom carries heavy negative energy. When stored in the kitchen, it can drain away wealth and fortune. A broom is meant to sweep away dirt and dust. In Feng Shui, dust is not just visible waste, it also symbolizes stagnant and impure energy. These are the kinds of energy that block the free flow of prosperity. That makes the broom a container of negative energy. If it is leaned against or stored near the stove, it is like letting that bad energy touch the wealth vault of your home. Imagine dust clinging to your treasure chest. It represents money leaking out, small savings, disappearing, and constant overspending. It gets worse. The energy of a broom clashes with that of the stove. The kitchen's fire element needs clarity and stability. The broom, on the other hand, holds chaotic and deteriorating energy. When these two opposing forces meet, it creates turbulence. This can show up in the home as petty arguments, constant bickering, or feelings of stuckness in your career, like you are putting in effort but getting nowhere. Spiritually, the broom symbolizes sweeping away and driving out. When placed in the kitchen, especially near the stove, it becomes a symbolic act of sweeping wealth and blessings right out of your house. That is why traditional Feng Shui teachings strongly advise against keeping brooms near the kitchen. It is like you are sweeping away your own luck with your own hands. Another key detail is the direction the broom faces. If the broom's bristles are pointing toward the stove, that negative energy is directly attacking the flame of wealth. This is a dangerous energy alignment called impure energy suppressing fire, which prevents money from staying. It comes and goes quickly, never lingering. So how do you fix it? Feng Shui offers clear guidance. Never store your broom in the kitchen. The best places are the balcony, a back door area, or a designated cleaning space. If none of those options are available, you should wrap the broom head when not in use to stop the spread of negative energy. Also, always avoid pointing the broom head toward the stove or dining table. Doing so will directly affect both wealth and the warmth of family connections. Number 2. The washing machine. The kitchen represents fire, energy, stability, and abundance. A washing machine, on the other hand, involves constant water movement. It symbolizes washing away and flushing things out. When you place the two together, the energy balance is broken, creating a negative alignment that damages your financial well-being. Washing machines generate moisture, steam, and airborne bacteria. Meanwhile, the kitchen needs to stay dry and clean to maintain pure, bright energy. The washing machine disrupts this harmony, making the space feel heavy, sluggish, and even gloomy. Living in that kind of environment makes it hard to stay motivated, and family members may experience unexpected setbacks in their work or goals. More importantly, the clash of fire and water energies weakens the flame that represents prosperity. The fire should be strong and stable to nourish abundance, but the washing machine's constant water flow douses that flame. Symbolically, this means money is hard to hold on to. Good fortune does not last, and your family's foundation may start to feel shaky. The ideal solution is to move the washing machine out of the kitchen. Place it in a separate space such as a laundry room or balcony. This lets each energy operate independently without conflict. If you cannot move it, use a partition, wood panels, frosted glass, or even a curtain to separate it from the stove. You should also keep the space clean and well ventilated, disinfect regularly, check the drainage, and install an exhaust fan to reduce moisture buildup. Number 3, the ancestral altar. In spiritual tradition, the ancestral altar is the most sacred part of the home. It is where the living connect with their roots, draw emotional strength, and receive the blessings of their lineage. For this reason, the altar must meet 3 conditions: peace, purity, and cleanliness. Only in such an environment can spiritual energy settle, prayers be received, and reverence be fully expressed. But the kitchen is the exact opposite. It is full of smoke smells, grease, cooking flames, and impure energy. It is active, noisy, and filled with strong fire energy. Placing the ancestral altar in this environment brings 2 clashing energy types together. One seeks stillness, the other is constantly in motion. The result is energetic chaos, what Feng Shui calls scattered spirit energy. When this happens, the spiritual connection between ancestors and descendants weakens. Prayers go unanswered, reverence fades, and the space no longer feels sacred. The family's spiritual foundation starts to crumble, and the flow of ancestral blessings becomes scattered. In households like this, people often feel their prayers are ineffective, or that the family luck is slowly fading. From an energy standpoint, the altar also suffers from the kitchen's fumes and odors. These are impure energies that pollute the space. Instead of being a bright, sacred spot in the home, the altar becomes a mix of sacred and chaotic energy. Over time, this causes uneasiness and emotional instability in the hearts of those living there. Symbolically, the kitchen serves the material world, while the altar serves the spiritual. Combining the two is like blending the sacred with the profane. It is an invisible form of disrespect which makes it harder for blessings and wealth to stay in the home. Feng Shui offers a clear solution: separate the 2 spaces. Ideally, the altar should be placed in a quiet, open area of the home. If space is limited, use a light partition to create a boundary between the altar and the kitchen. This helps preserve the peace and purity of the altar, keeping out the kitchen's smoke and impure energy. The altar area should always be clean and tidy with warm yellow lighting to create a respectful and calm energy field. The space around it should be well ventilated, but avoid direct wind blowing on it. When the altar is placed properly, spiritual energy becomes stable. Prayers are answered, the connection with ancestors deepens, and the family's blessings grow stronger. That stability becomes the very foundation that allows wealth to stay and happiness to last. Number 4, mirrors. In Feng Shui, mirrors belong to the water element and are considered yin objects. They reflect duplicate images and amplify both light and energy. Because of these qualities, mirrors are often used to expand space and redirect energy. However, placing mirrors in the kitchen, especially ones that reflect the stove directly, is one of the biggest Feng Shui mistakes you can make. The first reason is based on elemental conflict. The stove represents fire. The mirror represents water, and its reflective nature artificially doubles the fire. This creates what is known in Feng Shui as double stove, which symbolizes 2 masters under one roof, a bad omen of conflict and power struggles. In homes where the stove is reflected in a mirror, couples often have trouble staying harmonious. Arguments happen more frequently, and it may even invite third-party interference. That is not all. When the stove is mirrored, the fire energy becomes excessive. The kitchen ends up feeling tense and overheated, throwing off the energy balance of the whole house. People living in such a space often experience mood swings, restlessness, and find it difficult to feel calm and centered. Beyond Feng Shui, mirrors in the kitchen also pose physical risks. Since they reflect light, mirrors placed near heat sources can create glare or reflections that increase the risk of fire or cooking accidents. This creates a double threat. Not only does it affect your prosperity, but it also puts your family's safety at risk. Traditional Feng Shui always emphasizes that the kitchen should be clean, stable, and free from disruptive, reflective surfaces. So the number one rule is simple: never place mirrors in the kitchen. If there is already a mirror that reflects the stove, take action right away. Either move it out or use frosted film to block its reflection. Also, when choosing materials for your kitchen, go for solid, non-reflective surfaces. Smooth wood, brushed stainless steel, matte ceramic tiles, or light-colored natural stone are all great options. These materials are not only aesthetically pleasing, but also help stabilize the kitchen's energy, preventing it from scattering. Number 5. A faucet placed next to the stove. In Feng Shui, maintaining a balance between the 5 elements is the foundation for a smooth flow of energy and lasting harmony within the home. However, one common mistake that many households make without realizing it is placing a water faucet right next to the stove. At first glance, this might not seem like a big deal, but from an elemental perspective, it is actually a major violation because it places water and fire in direct conflict. The stove symbolizes the fire element, the flame that represents wealth, warmth, and vitality. Meanwhile, the faucet represents water, a cold force that flushes away and extinguishes. When these two opposites are placed side by side, the Feng Shui alignment is known as water-fire clash. This means the moment the flame of prosperity is lit, it is immediately suppressed by water, preventing wealth from staying and happiness from lasting. But the impact goes beyond just money. This clash between water and fire also subtly disrupts the emotional balance within the family. Fire is hot, water is cold. When both energies exist in the same spot, they create energetic instability. People living in such a space often experience mood swings, quick to anger, quick to sadness, and easily unsettled. Couples may find it hard to connect, children may become rebellious, and household harmony is often disturbed for no clear reason. On a spiritual level, the stove represents the sacred flame, the soul and unity of the family. Putting a faucet next to it is like pouring cold water onto that sacred flame. It symbolizes unintentional disrespect toward the fire energy, which weakens the family's inner warmth. As a result, long-lasting peace and fortune become difficult to maintain. The Feng Shui fix for this problem is quite straightforward. Ideally, the faucet should be moved away from the stove, leaving enough distance between the water and fire elements so that each has its own space. This is the best way to avoid energetic conflict and allow the flame of prosperity to burn steadily. If the layout of your home makes it impossible to move the faucet, there are still solutions. You can place a small divider made of wood-frosted glass, or even use a potted plant to create a boundary between the two. This divider acts as a buffer to soften the clash between water and fire and rebalance the energy. Also, it is crucial to keep both the stove and the faucet clean and dry. Do not let grease or moisture build up, as these will intensify the conflict between the elements. Number 6. Broken or damaged items. In traditional Feng Shui, broken or damaged household items are believed to carry stagnant energy, also known as dead energy. This type of energy has lost its vitality and only brings blockage and stagnation. When such items exist in your kitchen, they interrupt the natural flow of prosperity and block the smooth arrival of good fortune. It is not just about money. Broken items also affect the emotional well-being of your family. The kitchen represents unity, the place where family members come together over meals. But if your food is being cooked in dented pots or served with cracked lids, those images of incompleteness unconsciously seep into the minds of the people using them. Over time, this leads to cracks in relationships, emotional distance, and lack of agreement among family members. Stagnant energy from broken items also creates a heavy, stuck feeling in the space. Over time, this impacts your mental state, making you feel tired, unmotivated, and easily overwhelmed. This is a direct reflection of broken energy showing up in real life. On a symbolic level, a full round pot and an intact kitchen represent complete prosperity and lasting happiness. So when cookware is damaged, it becomes a sign that wealth is leaking and luck is fading. A broken lid, for example, is like an open treasure chest, making it easy for wealth to escape. The Feng Shui solution is clear and non-negotiable. Do not keep broken or damaged items in the kitchen. They must be thrown away and replaced with new, clean, intact ones. The kitchen must be sturdy. The pots must be round and complete. The lids must fit tightly. All of this reflects the energy of wholeness. When your kitchen and tools look complete and solid, the energy of the space becomes brighter and more open, creating a steady foundation for prosperity to flow. Replacing broken items is not just about convenience or hygiene. It is a Feng Shui ritual. It is an act of cleansing to remove dead energy and release blockages that are holding back your fortune. When the kitchen is filled only with complete and well-kept items, the energy becomes smooth, money has a place to settle, and family happiness is strengthened. Number 7, an uncovered trash can. In Feng Shui, every flow of energy in your home has a specific meaning and impact. The energy in the kitchen should always be clean, bright, and full of vitality, because this space nurtures both your wealth and the life force of the entire family. However, having an uncovered trash can in the kitchen is one of the worst things you can do. It contaminates the energy field, weakens your fortune, and blocks the flow of prosperity. Trash is by nature discarded waste no longer useful. In Feng Shui, it carries what is known as impure energy, a type of toxic, decaying energy. When this energy is present, it quickly overpowers the positive energy, yang, weakening the flow of wealth. An open trash can in the kitchen is like an open invitation for impure energy to spread. Instead of being a space that holds warmth and abundance, the kitchen becomes a breeding ground for negativity. The symbolism here is clear. An open trash can is a leak for wealth energy. It means your fortune is slipping away. People living in such a space often notice that no matter how much they earn, they cannot seem to save. Money disappears unexpectedly, and blessings fade over time. This is the physical result of impure energy taking over the space. It also affects your health. Trash produces bad odors, bacteria, and mold. When placed in the kitchen where food is prepared, this contamination spreads into the air, into your food, and into your body. It can cause problems with digestion, breathing, and general fatigue. From a Feng Shui perspective, this is a strong sign that your energy field has become polluted. The solution is simple but extremely important. Your kitchen trash must have a lid. The lid acts as a barrier that prevents impure energy from spreading and keeps your kitchen energy clean. Also, the trash should be placed far from the stove or dining area. And it should be emptied daily. Letting garbage pile up means letting negative energy grow stronger each day, eventually overpowering your financial energy. Number 8, a rotten cutting board or rusty knife. In Feng Shui, knives and cutting boards are two of the most essential tools in your kitchen. They are directly involved in preparing meals, which means they play a key role in generating the energy that nourishes the entire family. Their condition is not just a matter of practicality, it reflects the state of your household's prosperity and blessings. A rotten, cracked, or moldy cutting board is a symbol of decay. Feng Shui calls this dead energy that blocks, stagnates, and weighs down. When dead energy exists in the kitchen, it forms barriers to the flow of abundance. Rotten cutting boards are like invisible walls stopping prosperity from entering or staying in your home. A rusty knife carries a different energy. A sharp knife symbolizes clarity, decisiveness, and the strength to carve a path toward prosperity. But when the blade is dull and rusted, it becomes a symbol of decay and weakness. In Feng Shui, a rusty knife is seen as cutting off wealth. It represents a hidden force that blocks financial flow and makes it difficult for fortune to settle or grow. Besides energy issues, a moldy cutting board and rusty knife are real physical health hazards. A cracked cutting board harbors bacteria and mold which easily transfer to your food, leading to digestive and stomach issues. A rusty knife can release toxic substances when it touches food, which may build up in the body over time. This is the real-life consequence of decayed energy. It harms both prosperity and physical well-being. Symbolically, a moldy cutting board and rusty knife create a sense of incompleteness. A family meal should represent unity and connection. But if it is prepared using damaged tools, the energetic field of the home also becomes fragmented. This weakens harmony and emotional bonds over time. The Feng Shui solution here is very clear: replace your knives and cutting boards regularly. If the board is cracked or moldy, get rid of it immediately and replace it with a clean, sturdy one. Keep knives sharp and rust-free and store them in a closed box or drawer. Storing knives properly is not just about safety, it holds deep feng shui, meaning protecting your financial energy and preventing wealth from being cut off or scattered. Feng shui teaches us that wealth does not only come from the outside, it begins with how we care for our own home. A bright, clean, and harmonious kitchen opens the flow of prosperity, brings peace to the household, and supports the success of future generations. On the other hand, neglect or carelessness in maintaining the kitchen can unknowingly create openings that allow wealth energy to escape and happiness to falter. The most important thing is not found in grand gestures, but in the small actions we take every day. Wiping things down, keeping the space tidy, choosing whole and undamaged items, and treating the kitchen with the same care and respect as we would our family's destiny. When we keep the kitchen grounded and in balance, we are planting the seeds for long-term abundance. Always remember, blessings and prosperity do not arrive by chance. They stay only where there is heart care and the willingness to preserve what matters. The kitchen is fire, it is a treasure vault, it is the heart of the home, and it is also the starting point for lasting fortune and happiness. Before we close, take a moment to leave a positive affirmation in the comments. I choose to keep the kitchen flame burning bright so that wealth and happiness may always remain in my home. And if you want to keep growing on this journey of discovering powerful feng shui wisdom for prosperity, do not forget to hit the subscribe button. I will be sharing more valuable insights to help you protect your wealth, unlock your luck, and build a life of lasting abundance.